If you follow Garmin closely, you already know that rumor season for the Fenix line has officially kicked into high gear, and this year's crop of leaks points toward what could be the biggest shakeup in the product line's history. Let's walk through everything currently being reported about the Garmin Fenix 9 and Garmin Fenix 9 Pro, separate what looks like solid industry reporting from pure speculation, and talk about what it would actually mean if these leaks turn out to be accurate. The single biggest rumor swirling right now is about timing. For years, Garmin has followed an extremely predictable release pattern with the Fenix series. Launch the standard model, let it sell for months, then quietly drop a Pro version later on with the features serious buyers actually wanted from the start. That staggered approach has frustrated plenty of customers who bought early and then watched a better version arrive not long after. This time, the reporting suggests Garmin is breaking that pattern entirely and launching the standard Fenix 9 and the Fenix 9 Pro simultaneously. If true, that's a genuinely big deal, because it means buyers can compare both watches directly from day one instead of gambling on whether to wait for a Pro model that might not show up for another year. The expected launch window, based on current reporting, points to late September, which lines up closely with Garmin's traditional autumn release cadence for the Fenix series. That timing isn't surprising in itself, but paired with the simultaneous dual launch, it suggests Garmin is treating this release with more coordination and planning than previous generations, rather than rushing a Pro model out the door reactively once competitors or customer feedback push them to. The second major leak involves case sizing, and this one addresses a complaint that's followed the Pro tier for a while. Historically, if you wanted the best features Garmin had to offer, you had to accept a large watch. Pro models have typically started at 47mm, which is a genuinely big watch for a lot of wrists. The current rumors point to a new 43mm Fenix 9 Pro option entering the lineup for the first time. If that holds up, it would be a meaningful shift, giving people with smaller wrists access to the full Pro feature set, including satellite connectivity, without having to wear an oversized case all day. This is exactly the kind of change that tends to widen a product's actual customer base rather than just satisfying existing fans. Display technology is the third, and arguably most dramatic, rumor in play. The Fenix line has always been built around memory in pixel, or MIP, displays, reflective screens that use very little power and stay perfectly readable in bright, direct sunlight. According to current leaks, Garmin is moving the entire Fenix 9 series over to AMOLED displays instead. That's a genuine departure from over a decade of Fenix design philosophy, and it signals Garmin wants this generation to compete more directly with the vibrant, colorful smartwatch experiences people are used to from other brands, rather than staying purely function-first. The upside of that shift is easy to picture. Richer colors, deeper contrast, smoother animations, and sharper detail across maps, health graphs, and notifications. The trade-off, and this is where a lot of the online debate is happening, is battery life. AMOLED panels are simply more power-hungry than MIP screens, and there's also chatter that solar charging could disappear from the mainline Fenix 9 series entirely as a result of this display switch. Solar charging has long been a major selling point for endurance athletes and backcountry users who rely on ambient sunlight to stretch their battery over multi-day trips. So losing it from the Fenix would be a real change in what the watch is optimized for. That leads directly into another important rumor. Garmin appears to be repositioning its Enduro line to absorb the battery-focused audience the Fenix might be stepping away from. The Enduro 4 is expected to keep the traditional MIP display and solar charging glass, essentially becoming the dedicated battery life specialist in Garmin's outdoor lineup, while the Fenix 9 becomes the more visually modern, general-purpose flagship. If this reporting is accurate, it suggests a deliberate, coordinated repositioning of Garmin's entire outdoor watch strategy rather than an isolated change to just one product. On the hardware side, the Fenix 9 Pro specifically is rumored to include a built-in cellular modem alongside satellite connectivity powered by Garmin's InReach technology. That would allow emergency messaging and location sharing from well outside normal cell coverage, a legitimately significant safety feature for solo hikers, mountaineers, and remote adventurers, not just a marketing checkbox. The trade-off mentioned in current reporting is that packing satellite hardware and additional antennas into the case tends to increase thickness and weight, so Garmin will reportedly need to manage that carefully, especially with a smaller 43mm case also rumored to be in the works. Beyond the headline features, there are a handful of smaller but meaningful rumors worth mentioning. An upgraded internal processor is expected across the Fenix 9 line, which should translate into smoother map rendering and faster route recalculation. The kind of improvement that matters most when you're navigating complicated terrain and don't want your watch lagging behind your actual movement. The optical heart rate sensor array is also rumored to be getting an update, aimed specifically at improving accuracy during intense efforts, cold weather, and rapid heart rate changes, which are historically the toughest conditions for optical sensors to handle well. Multiband GPS refinements are rumored too, targeting better accuracy in dense forests, steep mountainous terrain, and urban environments surrounded by tall buildings. All classic weak spots for GPS positioning. Software-wise, expect the current reporting to point toward expanded versions of existing tools like Training Readiness, Body Battery, and Hill Score, pulling in more historical training and recovery data to give more personalized guidance on when to push hard and when to back off. None of this is a dramatic reinvention of Garmin's training software philosophy, but rather a continued refinement of tools that have already proven popular with serious athletes. Now let's talk pricing, since that's usually the question everyone actually wants answered.